fundamental reason that American police shootings are so much higher than you see in Europe, for example?
Well, I think I could boil it down to three main reasons. First, American police are far more likely than European police to encounter civilians in possession of firearms. And so much of their training is oriented toward preventing worst-case scenarios, and they are trained to respond preemptively. And unfortunately, sometimes
This just in.
tragic
This is World
overreactions.
Record Breakdancing
Second of all,
News. I am your host, the most honorable Nabinur. You, Saladin. I will change my name, inshallah, from Nabinur, Muslim Hasib, to Nabinur, you, Saladin. This guy's a bold-faced liar. You see this white man right there? They are the devil. They're devils. They're devils. Do you know that every Caucasian white person came from Russia? Do you know that they had all of our books in a library? They had our Injil. Our Injil, that's the history of Yeshua, the son of Joseph and Mary. They had our Torah. Our Torah, that's the books from the prophet Musa or Moses, the prophet Moses, who was half Italian and half white. Not exactly Caucasian. The point is, Russians had both books in a library. So secretly, they rewrote 75% of the Injil and named it New Testament. They specifically removed the prophet Yeshua's name and specifically ordered everyone to call him Jesus. Then they specifically ordered every practitioner in their community to lie and claim that Yusuf or Joseph wasn't his biological father. Secretly, they rewrote both books. One was called the New Testament and one was called the Old Testament. So then they sent a large community of whites, or what you say, Russians, to promote what they called Christianity, the New Testament, and then secretly they sent another half of them to go to Israel and promote the Torah. Secretly, they claim they disagree with each other. Secretly, half of the white Russians say, we're only Jews. The Christians are wrong. Secretly, half of the white Christians, the Russians, will say, we're only Christians. The Jews are wrong. So it's just a conspiracy. Coincidentally, nothing happens by chance or accident. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for something that makes someone react. Who, what, when, where, and how are the principles and rules of a wise man. But the fools are blinded by them. The reason why there are multiple police shootings is because they are our slave masters. They brought us here after they rewrote both of our books and secretly promised to pretend that they're two separate entities. They are still the same devils from Russia. They practice a professional sport called Russian roulette, and they gamble professionally upon it. They are Russians. They created the Judaist religion, and they created the Christian religion. They play Russian roulette and gamble professionally. That's who made your religion. Then they came to Asia, so-called Africa, and brought the Asiatic black man here as slaves. And that's why they shoot us more here than in other countries, because they are the slave master's children. The only way you will stop these plagues and pandemics of police shootings, because the police shootings are pandemics, the only way to stop those plagues is to end slavery by allowing us to gain an ID card with our fingerprint at the Department of Licensing. Let us have a ID card in any American state if we are from America. Let us use our fingerprint and buy our ID card. Because if we go to jail, they'll fingerprint us and we'll make millions of dollars for the jail. On a virtual reality prison TV series. We can go to jail with our fingerprint and make money for the jail, but we can't go to the DMV and get an ID card with our fingerprint. That's because they are Russians. There's no such thing as a white American or a Caucasian American. They're from Russia. They're all from Russia. The Caucasus Mountains are in Russia. You're practicing the devil's way of life, and you won't even attempt to speak your own native black language of Arabic, or even Swahili, one of the most popular trade languages in Asia, so-called Africa. Give me an ID card. Stop trying to put me in jail. Stop trying to make me homeless.
Thank you so much.
Let me have an ID card so I can pay rent somewhere. You can't even pay rent anywhere without an ID card. Are you oxymoron? They are the slave master's children. Stop pretending. It's not helping. Peace. Peace. Love, peace, and happiness. Please don't let the Russian devil pretend he's an American. There's no such thing as a white American. They're from Russia, kid. Secretly, they know they're the devils. They said they don't honor the slave masters, but then they said George Washington had slaves and we're still going to honor him. Don't you see he's on their dollar? Do you see his face on your dollar bill? But I can't get an ID card with my fingerprint. I can't get an ID card with my fingerprint, but I can have the slave master's face on my money. Don't play Russian roulette. Don't play Russian roulette with our lives. This is not about name calling. You are God. Black man, Asiatic man from Asia, you are God. Black woman, you are the second self of God. You are the earth. You're not a simple name calling. It's a buzz phrase. You're not a catchphrase. You're not a 3-letter word, a 4-letter word, a 5-letter word. You are the creator of everything there is in existence. Don't kill each other over name calling. Peace. Make them give us ID with our fingerprint. Make them give us ID with our fingerprint. Don't kill anybody over name calling. Make these devils give us an ID card with our fingerprint so that we do not die in the streets. Peace.